Leaders in our community making a difference from all over the world. Stay tuned for this one, everybody. This is going to be a great, fun discussion. You missed that first show. You got to check that out too. Show number 2, here we go. Welcome everyone again to Your Little Castle Show. My new friend Sasha in the building here. Sasa Markovic, V-I-C, but they say Vich, right?
Markovic, yes.
There we go, Markovic. Handyman Deluxe Services. If you missed our first half hour, go back and check it out. Just some cool discussion about our little planet, how we all get along, and how it is that people bring resources from around the world, and then we help other places around the world too. And Sasha has contributed to that dramatically and has done a lot to make a difference right here in America too, where he came over as an 18-year-old.
Almost 18.
Almost 18.
17, yeah.
17. And now is doing wonderful things here in St. Louis in America. Good job, man. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Let's talk about it here. There's very often people make quote-unquote mistakes with regard to making decisions for their home. What would you say is the biggest mistake that people often make when they're maintaining their home?
Well, I'm gonna say maybe some people, they try to do things themselves and it turned out very bad and it cost them more money at the end, and that's one of them, you know. And then like another one, it's, I don't know, maybe hiring maybe the wrong people, you know, to do the job.
Hiring the wrong people?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 big problems, everybody. Do it yourself, which that's the wrong person, right? Very often. And then hiring the wrong person to do the job. And that's where we get to show you some of the work and the great reviews and everything that you can see that Sasha has earned here. But yeah, literally, how often do people try to do themselves? They call it, they've got an acronym for that, everybody. It's called DIY, do it yourself. And there are times when that is a good policy, a good strategy. I am guilty of it many times, but I was trained a little bit with some of that. But the people who have no background, no history, they just seen it on YouTube, or they saw their brother-in-law did something, and they're like, hey, they could come in and do this, and they make it worse very often is what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, like, you know, I kind of like it when people try, you know, like this, because, you know, I would try, you know, pretty much anything.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, like you can get hurt.
Right.
You could damage some stuff, and then like when I come after, then it's gonna cost them more just because.
Yeah, you've got to undo what they did and usually start over because they damaged whatever was started that we worked on.
Materials times 2.
And it ends up being more costly especially for the homeowner.
Yeah.
Call the experts, because reasonable pricing, you give everybody a fair price. I've seen the reviews that everybody's talking about you, but good quality too.
Good
quality is
yeah.
one of the most important things, right? Because you want something to last. If it doesn't last for a long period of time, then obviously you're going to replace it sooner, and that costs sometimes double, right? You have to buy another one.
Yeah.
That's not a good strategy, right? Write that one down, everybody. Try not to do everything. Don't do it yourself. Unless you really have everything outlined. And there's, like, you can buy some of this furniture, then they give you instructions, and that's okay. At least there's instructions. But you mentioned that there's a couple times where, like, you had to stand in front of a father who was with his kid and explain that Dad didn't do this right. And the kids look at his dad going, oh, Dad, come on. Don't put yourself in that position.
No, I don't.
Call you to begin.
Yes.
Okay. That'll make it a little easier for everybody. You said you also focus almost strictly on residential. I guess if there was some company that needed a door or something like that, you can do some of that stuff.
I could do it, yeah. But like I'm by myself, and I prefer to work with the people, you know, just the regular people, not just the big companies.
Yeah, no, it's a little bit more rewarding. That's why I enjoy working with small business owners too, because now we get to really sit down and talk to the owner, the person who's running the show, and everything that they do to help the community. Well, tell me a time. I mean, I can imagine there's many times you've worked with all kinds of different types of people and all kinds of different people, different situations. Can you give me an example of somebody who you could tell they were in a tough situation, but you went above and beyond and helped them?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I just maybe 3 months ago, I did a whole kind of, the flood, you know, MSD, inside, and they had to cut the walls out, and so this lady had hard times trying to hire anyone, because people like wouldn't even come to see the job. And then I came in, and when I did everything, and then I end up changing the cabinets and remodel extra stuff, and I just see her every day now. She's my neighbor, and she thanks me every day, like she shows my work to all these ladies at the bingo, like they'll call me all the time, and it's just
there you go. So
feels good.
You went above and beyond.
Yeah.
You did extra work.
Yeah.
Might have cost you extra. You didn't make as much, but it's good advertising. Is what it turns into, because it ends up being where she says, "Hey, you can trust Sasha," and she's showing it off, and that brought you maybe some more business. So a good example of go beyond, help other people, and it actually does you a lot of good because it brings you more business.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, I'm happy.
He's happy. That's the idea. We all want to be happy.
See her smile every day, so it's so good.
And she happens to live close to you. So
Yeah.
you see her every day too.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. Well, everybody, we do talk about how media has impacted our little planet. Check out our book. I wrote the foreword here. The book is called Magnetize Media. Yours truly wrote essentially the first chapter. Cardinal Cowboy, they said, "Cardi, you wrote the first chapter, really?" I said, "Yes, because I understand the way this works." Well, that's why we asked you to introduce the book. And so you can see lots of great outlines, details about step by step, not just a bunch of text. Very outlined. And then there's this, where'd they get that picture from? But literally, like if you're going to be involved in this little planet, you even advocate. You're not a big media guy. You're not real technical. But you did realize that there's two important things you needed: Facebook page and a website. Do you think those two things have helped you with your business?
Helped me a little bit, because I don't advertise a whole lot at all. So like I think just it's me. I'm not all about being online and stuff. I'm kind of more like hands-on than being on the social media and
Yeah, but is it true that here's where he's gotten kind of advanced, everybody. I'm going to show one of the technical advances that Sasha has implemented here. We use on our show a little bit too, but it's kind of a no-brainer. But I'm going to show you how this works. So I'm going to hit the wide. All right. So see that QR code up there, everybody? I'm going to expand that a little bit by clicking on the image. Watch what happens here. And then I'm going to switch over to my phone. So I'm breaking out my phone here, everybody. This is pretty cool. Sasha, good job. You're on the ball.
Thanks.
So I go to my phone. Right, we're going to show you how to use a QR code scanner. And I'm simply going to turn on here, I'll put this up here. So that's just my camera. Hey, who's that weirdo? All right, there's the camera. So as I turn it around, okay, now it's facing that way. And I'm pointing it over. Oh, look, and it already happened. So I'm pointing it at the QR code. And from all the way over here to here, it picked up. And what it did, I'm going to switch it back here. What it did is it brought up this, it just went away. Let me do it again. As soon as I turned it away, okay.
You gotta hit it.
Can I get it there? There is a code, a link now. I click, there, I just clicked it. And what did it do? It opened up a little document, a little file on my phone. There's a few ways to do this. One will take you right to the website, and here, he says, hey, give people all the information in a little file on the phone. And you can see that there. And look at that. So now all I do is I click this first one here. I'm gonna go, there it is. I highlight and I click open, and look at that. Hey, look, you recognize that website, everybody? There it is. You might recognize that website because here it is. And actually, I'll put the one there. Here it is, everybody. How cool is that? And so, and you said that's actually on your truck. I saw your truck. I didn't take note of the QR code, but I believe you, obviously.
It's on my truck as well. Yeah.
It's on the truck, and this is a way to communicate, everybody. And Sasha on the cutting edge here, and you can see then list of all of what he brings to the table here, so you can see the work that he does, and that's right there on your Facebook page. So we've got to give you. Can I give you a high five? High five, everybody. Technology. Somebody who is not a technology whiz, but is smart enough to understand some of the basics. Website, Facebook, QR code, and it takes you. And like I said, I've got everything in there. I'm going to open this up again one more time. Now it didn't go away. It left this little document on my phone, and I can turn it horizontally. Or sorry, this is vertically. And there's that file still, and then there's also the phone number. So I'm gonna embarrass you by calling you on the show here, and I'll see if you answer your call. You can do that now since it's me calling. Oh, he's got it on his watch. Pull up your watch there.
You have to call me first.
Oh, I gotta hit the button. So I hit the button and took it to the phone. And here goes.
Here you go.
And there it is, right there, all from the QR code that Sasha. Hello? Nobody answers, Sasha.
I'm sorry.
He's
I'm on
busy.
TV. I'm on
Busy.
TV.
He's doing an interview. So appreciate that. Good work, man. So that's what we like to exemplify those who are just some of the basics. And QR codes are super simple to set up. There's a number of ways you can do it for free. It's one of the tips I offer through my 17 tasks, 17 tactics that I give to people for free. I've been doing this for big companies who I've made millions of dollars, if not hundreds of millions. And that I did like all the work for the core stuff that they're doing. Other places I was just a cog in the wheel and did some big stuff, managing email systems that sent out 50 million emails, at Anheuser-Busch, for instance. But when you start to learn these things, I love to share this kind of information. And Sasha here, man, I'm really excited for you. A great example there. You might be the first person I've seen that had a QR code right there at the header image. They call it the header image on his.
And it's on my card as well.
On his Facebook page and on his truck and on his card. He pulled out a card from me. So he's that's all right. We got it on the Facebook over here. But way to go with that, Sasha. All right, man. So obviously, then you are good at what you do. You want people to understand who you are. You've got the cool picture up there where he's kind of giving that, hey, man, I'm serious about business. And just a great. So what I'm going to do here is scroll down quickly, show you a little bit of the work that he's done now, too. So we promised that prior. So we've got our wide angle picture, but I'm going to start clicking it. So this is right off of his Facebook page. And now I'm going to go over to that page and put it up on the screen for everybody here. Tell us a little bit about what's going on here. This is when is this new cabinet you're putting in here?
Yes. So like this was like old kitchen that was leaking in one of the bases in the sink for a while, and the customer decided to do brand new cabinets.
Very cool. Yeah. So they're about to put the countertops on top of there, but
Yes.
it shows that these cabinets are not like some whiz-bangical, amazing, imaginary things. They're containers that you can easily put into position for that kind of work too. So that's very cool. All right, let's go to our next picture. I'm just scrolling through, and this is before they were getting set up, I guess. Now you're saying put them in position. Is this in the same place?
Yes. Yeah.
And then is this finished or what
Yes.
is it?
Yes.
That's
So
finished.
This is
That's
finished.
what I'm talking about. Now that's got the quartz, or what kind of countertop is that?
I think this was the granite one.
Granite? Okay,
Yeah.
granite or quartz. Yeah, that's good looking stuff. I'll put that back up there, everybody. But take a look at that, man. That's a good looking finished kitchen. What does kitchen look like before that? I could imagine.
I did not put the old stuff because it was very bad. You know,
Right.
I don't know.
No, I'm with you on that. And there's a little bit more of that work for that. And there's that countertop. Look at this. Look at this work, everybody. That looks like a brand new showcase. The floor done too.
Yes,
Everything.
we did this.
You did it here from top to bottom, and it made it look really, really impressive.
Pretty much everything but the walls. Like they had, uncle is gonna do the backsplash. So it's like
and the painting. Okay.
yeah.
No, I get it. There's some people who specialize just in
Yeah.
backsplashes. We've hired a family friend who did that. PJ, where you at, man? Does great work. Okay, so let's continue to scroll through a couple of these here. There it is again when you were tearing out, right? And there's
Yeah,
the old,
you can see the damage on the floor because
and that's the old floor. Like
Yeah.
literally, there's the plywood, and what you've got going on there. And then here's what it looks like as you put into new stuff. Wow, that's amazing difference. There we go. You can see what's going on there. Oh wow. Okay, before. After. Before.
I need to put some more
After.
stuff on my website. I think this is
Facebook's a good place to showcase
yeah.
that. Another kitchen here. You've got a nice looking backsplash
Yeah.
that's done there, and the countertop and the cabinets. Those are nice handles on the cabinets there too.
Yeah.
I like those. But look at that countertop again. All right, now we're talking, everybody. If you're looking at for good looking work, this is the stuff that Sasha can do, and we wanted to demonstrate that for everybody here as I scroll.
Backsplash expert.
So yeah, that's not the finished job. Those are spacers
yeah.
being used to provide. So then you're going to go out and put grout in between that,
Yes.
right? And then it'll be finished once you've got all that done. So take a look at that one more time, everybody. Those aren't little green decorative spacers, decorative colored green things. Those are the spacers that keep it spaced. So then it turns out and looks like that. Now we are talking. You build a lot of awnings and outside work too.
Yeah, sometimes I work outside as well.
And then there's that, and we could go on and on. You've got lots of fun pictures. There you are exploring a little bit of the planet. There's that picture, and there's that truck. And you can see that QR code is on there as well. So right here, everybody. Awesome. Well, we appreciate that. There's a lot more work you can see on Sasa's website. We do have that up here as well. And then it just overall has it together, organized, and able to give people the information they need. A lot about the different services: kitchen remodeling, bathroom remodeling, handyman services, interior design and remodeling, plumbing services, and electrical services. All of which are very vital for you're beyond the average handyman. You're doing full construction too.
Yeah. I started as like in HVAC, and then I did it pretty much everything, welding and everything.
Welding and everything, everybody. Welding is something I don't mess with. I've never welded, but I've done a little bit of everything else. A little bit electrical, but never any welding. I didn't realize. Yeah, you're getting the big time stuff when you're doing welding. But with that HVAC, air conditioning background, that gives you a lot of experience to learn a lot of this stuff too.
100%, yeah.
Okay. That's what we're talking about, everybody. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. We've got a lot of fun going on in our community, and there's just fun people that we get to enjoy our time with. So I'm going to share with you a quick, this is the Cardinal Cowboy in the community. It kind of gives you the story. We play this during each show per our sponsors and the people that want us to share more about what this is all really about. So stay tuned for this, and we'll be back here in just a minute.
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. All right, everybody, we're here with Coach Jay, Miss True Fresh, Miss and Bubbles Fresh, is that right? Tell me, Coach, what's going on here? Why are you having so much fun today?
So we're having so much fun today because we're celebrating Juneteenth. We have amazing talent out here. And of course, I have the Fresh to Clowns from St. Louis here as well.
Well, tell me, how much fun are you having here? What is this like for you?
I'm having a lot of fun, and this is really fun.
What are you getting to do? Because you're so dressed up. What's the most fun thing you're doing? Making people smile?
Yeah, and I got to dance, and I got to be in the parade.
You were in the parade. How big was the parade? Was that a lot of fun?
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss True Fresh. Miss Bubbles Fresh, are you having fun here today too?
Yes.
What do you enjoy about the parade and everything you're doing today?
I'm just enjoying the dancing, everyone vibes and spirits everybody's bringing today.
What was it like getting dressed up with such cool outfits?
Super fun.
All right, you ladies are a lot of fun. Thank you, Coach Jay.
Thank you.
We're having a blast here today.
And if you want to book the girls, book at freshtheclowns with 3s's.com. You also can find us on social media, and in that way we can get connected and get the party started.
There you go. These girls can show up to your event. Hey, everybody. Thank you. Thanks, ladies. We're going to have you guys come up, maybe be on our show sometime. Appreciate you hanging out today. Stay tuned for more, everybody. It's the Cardinal Cowboy. Giddy up.
We so STL.
Cardinal Cowboy here. I want to invite all of you to be part of my new team. No, you don't have to put on a baseball uniform and be a super fan. Now, it would be a good idea to cheer for the Cardinals, the greatest team in the history of the National League. But I'm talking about the Gold Cowboy team. You know, I love to help people follow their dreams and reach their goals in business and in life. So that's one of the reasons why I'm telling you about my friends at My Metal Pro. They help people like you and I acquire gold and silver with a membership that lets you safely buy, sell, and store gold and silver. They make it real easy to get started. My Metal Pro isn't like the big guys you see on network TV or the big coin shops that take a huge commission. So become part of my Gold Cowboy team. Scan the QR code or go to goldcowboy.com and check it out. Giddy up! There you go, and you can see that QR code that we had up there. Scan that, it'll take you right to goldcowboy.com. Sasha and I had a quick discussion right there. I said, stock market up and down and crazy. Go study the history of gold. It has gone nothing but up. There's been a couple years it went down like 2%, 1.5%, 3%. All the rest of the time it's going up 15, 14, 20, 26, 30, and I think it's up like 41% this year. It's hard to lose with gold. Go to goldcowboy.com and learn some more about that. It's one of those safe havens where you can just count on, and it has outperformed the S&P, which people say, oh yeah, I got this investment guy, he's going to do everything for you. And they don't even outperform the S&P, but gold has proven to do so for, I think, since 1970. On average, 10.3% if you look up the numbers on that. And the S&P is right around that number, and so outperformed it most of the time too. So good stuff. All right, with that, let's jump back in here. Tell me the process. I can imagine now people have learned a lot about you, and you've got a lot of great information you're giving to people here. How does somebody hire you? What's the easiest way to do so?
By calling me or maybe texting. I think texting is the easiest way because I'm hands-on and I can always answer my phone, and I think with the text it would be ideal.
Yeah, and they obviously can get that information right here on the screen. You can see here, and at the same time, hey, that text right there, direct text, everybody. I want to make sure that should pop up here. 3, 2, 1. There we go. But look at that phone number right there. Go to the website, get more information, and then hey, you want to get booked. There's actually on the website. Can I share with everybody also? You have a quick right here schedule or get a free estimate right here, and this will allow them to do so with this information right there, and that goes right to you.
Yeah.
And you answer them very quickly with that as well. Is that right?
Yes.
Very, very cool, everybody. Well, that's why we try to help others to understand how to communicate and get the word out for all the good work that they're doing. What would you say as a business owner? What's one of the biggest challenges you've had to overcome? I mean, it's tough running a business, but if there's any one challenge you say, oh yeah, I learned a lot from that, but I overcame it and learned a lot from it.
I think my biggest challenges are just quoting people for work, just giving that number out, and this is my only challenge.
And because it's a matter of once you get that work out to people, that's the hardest part. Once they see the quote,
yeah,
then it's a matter of they're saying, oh, they're going to hire you.
It's harder to explain everything in the beginning so that people understand to be on the same page, and then the price of this, it's a little bit hard to explain for me.
Sure, but once you see the work,
yeah,
get that bid in front of people, work with them,
yeah,
and you obviously the work you've done speaks for itself.
Yes.
Very impressive work there. If you just saw the list of pictures that we went through, showing all of the good work, much of the good work that's been done here by Sasha. All right, we got about 4 minutes left here, and just a couple more important things I want to talk about. But we talked about the challenge there. Do you have a particular objection that most people have? What's the biggest concern? What is the biggest question people have very often when they say, okay, I'm interested, but what do they ask you? First, I need to know what? What do people need to know before they do business with you?
A lot of people just ask how much, and like this is the worst question that you should ask. You know, like honestly, like if I was a homeowner, if I was trying to hire, it's hard to give how much price on the labor just by, you know, like speaking over the phone, or you know, it's like
Okay.
you almost have to be there present in order to do the estimate.
Yeah, so very often do you say, well, let's schedule an appointment, and you
Yeah.
go out to the location, and then you say, then you can give them a bid on site, so they can go, oh, well, there's some things there that you might not have been able to decipher over the phone because they don't understand what they're looking at. That's not what they do for a living. But you then could go, okay, I can do that, I can do that, I can do that, and then saying, here's the price that they would get for that.
I came up with this with the special in a way that's like for like a couple hours, and I say in order me to come out and do all kinds of stuff for a couple hours, $255, and then like we can see other project, and then I can give you estimate on the bigger stuff. So that's a hit, I think, just because you know like they
Okay,
have.
I like that.
But they have like a leaky faucet, they have stuff, you know, so like, you know, I can all do this quick in a couple hours, and then it's not whole lot of money, and then, you know, like I introduce myself, they see my work, and then we do other stuff.
Yeah, that's a good strategy because now that's not a lot. That's not an exorbitant amount of money for
yeah,
most people. They're
yeah.
going to get something fixed for sure,
Yeah.
and then they get to see your work and then
Mhm.
how well you do. And they say, hey, by the way, I've got this I need fixed.
I have
And
I have a kitchen
and
I have to
it
do,
turns into a lot more
yeah.
work for you.
Yeah.
Good strategy and fair and honest way
Yeah.
to do the work. Cool. All right. Well, thank you, Sasha, for that. That makes a lot of sense, and I hadn't heard that strategy specifically, but it makes sense. Some people might call that the quote-unquote, I'm giving a little marketing terms here, you've heard this, the loss leader. And you're going to say, hey, we're going to do something for a very inexpensive cost, but it'll get you in the door, and then you can see what we do. And then once you can become comfortable with us, then they say, hey, I like the work you've done.
Yeah.
I want to give you more work.
Yeah.
Smart. This guy's smart, everybody. Sasha knows what he's doing here. All right. Well, how do you feel is best you and your company contribute to the community? There's obviously a lot of work you get to do, but what do you enjoy most about what you contribute to help people?
I just honestly, I just like to people to see smile and happy about at the end, you know.
So when it comes down to it, it's putting those smiling faces, people.
Yeah.
The money, you need the money because you got to pay the bills. I get it. But it's what you get to do to enjoy. Somebody says, now I have a nice house that I can live in, that's functional, that isn't broken, that has
Yeah.
all the pieces that I need to make it work.
People get happy about that.
People get happy about that. That's a good, well said, everybody. Well, we appreciate you guys staying tuned for another half hour with Sasha. But Handyman Deluxe Services, get a hold of him. Sasa Markovic, over 20 years experience, an expert, somebody you can trust, and somebody that will do a great job, as proven by all of the work you can see out there. Stay tuned for more, everybody. And if you know anybody that deserves to be highlighted, get a hold of us and we'll put them on our show here. This is the Your Level Castle Show. Giddy up.